I'll never forget a conversation I had with one of my favorite patients, a wonderful gentleman named Robert. He was 72 years old, sharp as a tack, and he came into my office looking completely frustrated. He leaned forward in his chair, looked me right in the eye, and said, "Doc, I just don't get it. I'm doing everything they tell me to do. I walk my dog every single day. I eat 2 fried eggs religiously every single morning. But I feel weaker every year." He said, "It's harder now to get up from my favorite armchair. It's harder to carry the grocery bags in from the car. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Am I just destined to get weak?" Robert's question is the single most common fear I hear from patients over 60. You believe you're doing the right thing, especially with your diet. You're eating the gold standard of protein, eggs, but the results just aren't showing up. You feel your strength, your stability, and your very independence slipping away, no matter how hard you try. What if I told you that Robert's frustration wasn't his fault? What if I told you that, for adults over 60, relying only on eggs might actually be holding you back? And what if I told you that the secret to fighting back, to rebuilding your strength and protecting your mobility, is already hiding in your pantry, and often costs just pennies compared to that dozen eggs? Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Oliver, and for the past 2 decades, my entire career has focused on geriatric nutrition, specifically the science of how our bodies use food differently as we age. I've worked with thousands of patients just like Robert, helping them fight back against age-related muscle loss, the condition science calls sarcopenia. And here is the truth that the headlines often miss. After age 60, your body doesn't just need more protein, it needs smarter protein. You see, as we age, our bodies develop a crucial condition called anabolic resistance. It's a fancy term, but all it means is that our muscles get stubborn. They become hard of hearing. The protein signal that used to work, like Robert's eggs, simply isn't loud enough anymore to trigger new muscle growth. In this video, I am going to give you the exact playbook to overcome this resistance. I am going to reveal 7 remarkable foods that are not only affordable and accessible, but are scientifically better equipped for this job. First, you will understand exactly why your muscles have become resistant, and how these specific foods act like a biological key to unlock them. Second, I will give you the detailed breakdown of all 7 superfoods, and I'll show you how they specifically target the needs of seniors, from fighting inflammation to providing the crucial minerals for muscle contraction. Third, and this is critically important, I will give you the essential safety warnings for each food, because what's safe for your neighbor might not be safe for you, especially if you are managing high blood pressure or your kidney health. And finally, I'm going to give you a simple step-by-step action plan, so you leave this video knowing exactly what to buy and how to start feeling stronger, more stable, and more confident. Perhaps as early as tomorrow morning. This isn't just theory. This is the practical advice I gave to Robert, advice that helped him regain the strength to play on the floor with his grandkids and carry in his own groceries with confidence. So forget everything you think you know about protein. Let's start with the food that I call the dual-action fuel. And it's very likely already sitting in your refrigerator right now. That first food is plain Greek yogurt. I call it the dual-action fuel. And here's why it's so critical for those of us over 60. When you eat a cup of Greek yogurt, scientifically, you are getting 2 separate types of protein at the same time. First, you get whey protein. Whey absorbs extremely fast. It's like flooring the gas pedal on a sports car. It immediately sends amino acids to your muscles to start the repair process after you've been walking or gardening. But here's the magic part. It also contains casein protein. Casein digests very, very slowly. It actually curdles in the stomach and releases amino acids gradually. It's like a reserve fuel tank, giving your muscles a steady stream of nutrition for hours and hours. Furthermore, studies have shown that Greek yogurt is incredibly high in leucine. Leucine is the golden key I mentioned for opening the anabolic resistance lock. It is the light switch for muscle protein synthesis. As older adults, we need more leucine just to flip that switch on, and Greek yogurt delivers a powerful dose. Now let's compare this to Robert's breakfast of eggs. Eggs are a fantastic protein, no debate. But they are primarily a single-speed protein. They digest, and they're done. Greek yogurt is dual speed. It's both the immediate kickstart and the long-lasting nourishment. Plus, plain Greek yogurt provides billions of live probiotics, supporting your gut health, which is critical, because if your gut isn't healthy, you cannot absorb the nutrients you are working so hard to eat. The practical application is simple. This is the perfect breakfast. But the biggest mistake I see people make is buying the fruit-flavored or low-fat versions, which are just pumped full of sugar to make up for the taste. Sugar causes inflammation, and inflammation is the enemy of muscle. Always choose plain, full-fat, unsweetened. You can add your own berries or a few nuts later. The core benefit: Greek yogurt provides both immediate and slow-release fuel, while helping your gut absorb all nutrients better. The second food in this duo, and my true secret weapon, is cottage cheese. If Greek yogurt is your daytime fuel, cottage cheese is your overnight repair crew. Scientifically, cottage cheese contains an even higher ratio of casein protein. About 80% of its protein is casein. As we just learned, casein digests slowly. Why does this matter at night? Most of your body's muscle repair and building happens while you are asleep, but sleep is an 8-hour fast. When you eat cottage cheese before bed, you are giving your body a slow, steady drip feed of amino acids all night long, preventing your body from entering a catabolic, muscle breakdown state. A remarkable study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that consuming protein right before sleep can significantly boost muscle protein synthesis rates overnight. It's also incredibly rich in glutamine, an amino acid that speeds up muscle recovery and supports your immune system. Compare this to the standard routine: eating dinner at 6 p.m. and nothing again until 8 a.m. the next day. That's 14 hours with no repair fuel. During that time, your body can actually start breaking down precious muscle tissue for energy. Eating eggs before bed isn't practical, but half a cup of cottage cheese absolutely is. Eat half a cup of plain cottage cheese about 30 minutes before you go to sleep. You can add a few peach slices or a dash of cinnamon. Again, stay away from the pre-mixed, high-sugar fruit versions. The core benefit: cottage cheese prevents overnight muscle breakdown and maximizes the precious 8-hour repair window provided by sleep. This dairy duo is the foundation, but they are just the beginning. The next group of foods we're exploring comes from a much more surprising source, and it contains a secret weapon against inflammation that eggs simply do not have. And that secret weapon is canned sardines. Now don't turn this off. I know, many people have a bad association with sardines, maybe from a bad experience as a kid. But please, hear me out. This may be the most underrated food on the planet. I don't call them food. I call them the ocean's multivitamin. The science here is incredibly powerful. Eggs are good, but sardines have 3 critical weapons that eggs completely lack. First, a massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. Studies like those published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that omega-3s not only fight chronic inflammation, which is the enemy of muscle repair, but they actually make your muscle cells more sensitive to the protein signal. It's like turning up the hearing aid for your muscles, helping to fight that exact anabolic resistance we talked about. Second, vitamin D. Up to 75% of American seniors are deficient in vitamin D, a critical vitamin hormone that isn't just for bones. It is essential for muscle contraction and strength. Sardines are one of the very few foods that provide a huge natural dose. Third, calcium. When you eat sardines with the bones, don't worry, they are so soft you won't even notice them, you are getting highly bioavailable calcium, which is vital for both bone density and muscle function. So let's compare. Eggs give you great protein, but a can of sardines gives you the equivalent amount of protein, plus a powerful anti-inflammatory, vitamin D for muscle strength, and calcium for your bones. Eggs simply cannot compete on total nutritional density for the cost. If you're thinking, "I hate the taste," you're probably eating them the wrong way. Skip the ones packed in water, they are often metallic. Try the ones packed in good olive oil or tomato sauce. Mash them on a piece of whole wheat toast, squeeze fresh lemon on top, add a dash of pepper. It's a perfect protein-packed 5-minute lunch. The core benefit: sardines are an anti-inflammatory protein factory that helps your muscles hear the protein signal better, while also delivering critical vitamin D and calcium. Our fourth food is also a nutrient density champion, but this one comes from the plant world. It's pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas. The reason pumpkin seeds make this list isn't just for their protein, though they have it, but because of the minerals that come with it. Protein is critical, but without the right minerals, your body cannot use that protein effectively. Pumpkin seeds are a mineral factory. They are especially rich in two things that seniors are chronically deficient in. The first is zinc. Zinc is the spark plug for hundreds of enzyme reactions in your body, including protein synthesis and cell repair. It's also vital for regulating testosterone. And yes, ladies, women need testosterone too, at lower levels, to maintain muscle mass and energy. Many medications that seniors take, especially diuretics and blood pressure meds, can deplete the body's zinc stores. The second is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 processes in your body, including muscle contraction and relaxation. Those nighttime leg cramps that wake you up, that is often a clear sign of a magnesium deficiency. Now compare this to eating just plain protein, like an egg white. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if you lack zinc and magnesium, it's like having a full crew of construction workers, protein, but showing up with no nails or hammers, minerals. The muscle repair job simply won't get done. For practical application, nothing is easier. Sprinkle a tablespoon on your morning Greek yogurt. This is called stacking benefits. Mix them into a salad for lunch, or just eat a small handful as an afternoon snack to stop cravings. The core benefit: pumpkin seeds deliver the essential minerals, zinc and magnesium, your body needs to actually use the protein you eat, and to keep your muscles functioning smoothly without cramping. We have our dual fuel, we have our ocean multivitamin, and we have our minerals. Now we need the foundation. This next group of foods will be the foundation for any smart diet, and they solve a problem that eggs cannot touch: sustainable energy and gut health. And the first food in this foundational group is lentils. These are truly one of the most humble, yet powerful foods in the grocery store, and they cost just pennies per serving. What makes lentils so special isn't just the protein, though they have an impressive 18 grams per cooked cup. It's their high content of resistant starch. This is a special carbohydrate that your body doesn't digest. Instead, it travels down to your large intestine and becomes premium food for your good gut bacteria. This creates a healthy gut microbiome. But here is the most important benefit for your muscles. Resistant starch has been shown in many studies to significantly improve insulin sensitivity. Remember, insulin is the gatekeeper that lets protein into your muscle cells. Better insulin sensitivity means that gatekeeper is much more efficient, ensuring the protein you eat goes to the right place, your muscles, and not somewhere else. They are also loaded with folate, vitamin B9, and iron, critical for energy and transporting oxygen to your muscles. Let's compare a meal of eggs and white rice to a meal of eggs and lentils. The white rice, a simple carb, causes a blood sugar spike, making your insulin gatekeeper tired and overworked over time. The lentils, because of their fiber and resistant starch, provide steady energy and actually help that gatekeeper do its job better. Eggs, while great, provide zero fiber. For application, lentils are the easiest legume. Unlike other dry beans, they require no soaking. Red lentils cook in just 15 to 20 minutes, perfect for adding to soups, stews, or making a lentil curry. The core benefit: lentils improve your gut health and insulin sensitivity, helping your body use all other proteins more efficiently while providing sustainable energy. Next in our plant group is quinoa. This is a very special case because technically it's a seed, but we eat it like a grain, and it is one of the very few plant foods on Earth that is considered a complete protein. The science here is clear. Complete means it contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot produce on its own. Many plant proteins, like beans, are often missing 1 or 2, but quinoa has them all, especially high levels of lysine, an amino acid crucial for tissue repair and growth. But its most important role in a senior's diet is its combination. It is a complete protein packaged inside a complex, slow-release carbohydrate. As I mentioned, protein needs a taxi to get into the muscle, and healthy carbs trigger the modest insulin response needed to provide that taxi. Quinoa is both the passenger, protein, and the taxi, carb. Let's compare this to just eating a chicken breast, a great protein, with no carbohydrates. Without any carbs, your body may actually have to convert some of that precious protein into energy, a process called gluconeogenesis, instead of using 100% of it to build muscle. Quinoa solves that problem by providing both in one food. Practical application is simple. Use it anywhere you would normally use rice. It cooks in just 15 minutes. Use it as a base for salads, a side dish with fish or chicken, or even cook it with almond milk and cinnamon for a high-protein breakfast. The core benefit: quinoa is a rare complete plant protein that provides both the building block amino acids and the clean energy needed to drive them into your muscles. And finally, our 7th food, and possibly the most powerful per spoonful, is hemp seeds, also called hemp hearts. These tiny seeds are an absolute nutritional powerhouse. Yes, they are an incredible complete protein, 10 grams in just 3 tablespoons. But their real magic is in their fat profile. Scientifically, they have a nearly perfect biological ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats, around 3 to 1. The standard American diet can be as high as 20 to 1, a ratio that promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body. Hemp seeds help restore that balance. They also contain a rare thing called GLA, a special type of omega-6 fat that, unlike other omega-6s, actually fights inflammation. And they are packed with arginine, the amino acid your body uses to create nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes your blood vessels and improves circulation, delivering all these good nutrients, protein, vitamins, minerals, to your muscles more efficiently. Compared to other popular seeds like flax or chia, hemp seeds dominate in protein per serving and offer that anti-inflammatory GLA that the others don't. Plus, you don't have to grind them, like flax, to get the nutrients. Your body can use them immediately. How to use them? This is the easiest one on the list. They have a creamy, nutty taste, almost like pine nuts. Sprinkle them on everything: your yogurt, your cottage cheese, your salads, your oatmeal. No cooking, no prep. The core benefit: hemp seeds are an easily digestible, complete protein that fights inflammation and improves circulation, creating the perfect environment for muscles to recover and grow. Okay, so now we have our 7 champions: Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, sardines, pumpkin seeds, lentils, quinoa, and hemp seeds. But just knowing what to eat is not enough. The most important part of this video is this next section: understanding why your body has changed, and the single biggest mistake that almost everyone, including my patient Robert, was making when trying to consume these foods. This part, folks, is the most important section of this entire video. This is the secret code to understanding muscle health after 60. And it's the one thing almost everyone gets wrong. As I mentioned at the start, the biggest biological problem we all face is called anabolic resistance. Imagine your muscle cell when you were 30 years old was a door with a perfectly oiled lock. You only needed a little protein, that's the key. You put it in, turned it gently, and the door swung right open. Muscle growth was activated. But after 60, thanks to a combination of hormonal changes and accumulated inflammation, that lock has gotten rusty. The door is now stuck. Now you can't just use the old key and expect it to work. You need two things. You need a higher quality key, that's the amino acid leucine we talked about in Greek yogurt, and you have to turn it with more force just to get that stuck door to open. That stronger force, according to science, is a minimum protein threshold. Leading researchers in gerontology like Dr. Douglas Padden Jones at the University of Texas have shown that while a 25-year-old might only need 15 grams of protein to trigger muscle building, an older adult needs at least 25 to 30 grams of protein in a single meal just to flip that switch. And this is the exact common mistake my patient Robert was making. He thought he was doing the right thing. He ate 2 eggs for breakfast. How much protein is in 2 large eggs? About 12 to 13 grams. That number is below the required 25-30 gram threshold. In simple terms, Robert put the key in the rusty lock, but he didn't turn it hard enough. The door didn't open. That breakfast, from a muscle-building standpoint, was almost entirely wasted. Then, to make up for it, Robert would eat a giant 50-gram protein steak at dinner. But here's the second problem. Your body cannot use 50 grams of protein all at once. This has been scientifically proven. It's like trying to water a small houseplant with a fire hose. Most of the water just spills over the side. Your body can only effectively absorb and use about 25 to 30 grams of protein at one time for muscle repair. That massive excess of protein often gets converted to glucose, sugar, and may be stored as fat or simply excreted. This is called a protein backloading diet, and it is the worst possible strategy for an older adult. So, what is the optimization strategy? It's simple. Instead of backloading protein, we distribute protein. Your goal isn't just your total protein for the day, though that matters. It's to hit that 25 to 30 gram threshold 3 times per day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now you see why our 7 foods are so important. 1 cup of Greek yogurt, about 20 g, plus 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds, 10 g, is 30 grams. You've hit the threshold. 1 can of sardines, about 23 g, served over 1 cup of cooked quinoa, 8 g, equals 31 grams. You've hit the threshold. Robert's 2 eggs, 13 g, did not. The strategy is to stop eating low-protein breakfasts and lunches and an overloaded dinner, and instead eat 3 balanced, protein-smart meals. Understanding this strategy is the key to making a real change. But before we all run to the grocery store, there is one part I am required to make clear. This is our safety net section, because what can help one person can seriously harm another, especially with the health conditions many of us are managing. This part is non-negotiable. As your doctor in this video, this is my most serious advice. The best diet is a diet that is safe for your specific health condition. These foods are powerful, but they come with important warnings. First, if you are managing high blood pressure or have been told by your doctor to watch your sodium salt intake, you must be extremely careful. 2 of our star foods, canned sardines and cottage cheese, can be loaded with sodium. When you buy them, you must look for the label that says "no salt added" or "low sodium." If you can't find it, you must at least rinse the sardines thoroughly under water to remove as much salt as possible. Second, if you have chronic kidney disease, CKD, especially stage 3, 4, or 5. Your conversation with your doctor or renal dietitian is mandatory before proceeding. Many of the foods we talked about today, specifically lentils, quinoa, and pumpkin seeds, are very rich in two minerals, potassium and phosphorus. These are wonderful minerals for most people, but they can be dangerous if your kidneys are compromised and cannot filter them properly. Third, the issue of lactose intolerance. Obviously, Greek yogurt and cottage cheese come from dairy. If you are severely lactose intolerant, trying to force these down will cause more digestive problems than benefits. The good news, the fermentation process in Greek yogurt often consumes most of the lactose, so many people with mild intolerance can handle it just fine. But you must listen to your body. Fourth, medication interactions and other conditions. If you are taking medication, especially blood thinners like warfarin, Coumadin, Dio, any major dietary change needs to be monitored. Or if you have a history of gout, sardines are high in purines and are known to trigger painful flare-ups. So, here is the final and most important rule. This video is educational. It does not replace personal medical advice. Your personal doctor is the only one who knows your full health history, your allergies, and your current medication list. Please always consult your doctor or a registered dietitian before making any major changes to your diet. Now that we've set up that safety net, and you are armed with the science of the what and the why, now comes the most exciting part. How do we turn all this information into real, practical action in our daily lives? This isn't theory. This is your step-by-step blueprint to start tomorrow morning. All right, this is your action plan. We are not going to try to change everything overnight. That is never sustainable. We are going to do this intelligently and incredibly simply. This is the specific, easy guide you can start immediately, just as I would want my own patients to do. I call this the 14-day kickstart plan. Step 1. Prepare and shop. The next time you go to the grocery store, I want you to pick and buy just 3 things from our list of 7. Don't try to buy all 7. Pick the 3 easiest for you. My suggestion, get these. 1 container of plain Greek yogurt, 1 container of plain cottage cheese, and 1 bag of hemp hearts or pumpkin seeds. That's it. That is your shopping list for this week. Step 2. Apply in meals. Starting tomorrow, we are going to apply them to our meals. At breakfast, instead of your sugary cereal or just those 2 eggs like Robert, you are going to eat 1 cup, about 200 g, of Greek yogurt. Take 2 full tablespoons of your hemp hearts or pumpkin seeds and sprinkle them right on top. Immediately you have a breakfast that is right around 30 grams of protein, hitting that golden threshold we talked about. At your pre-sleep snack, 30 minutes before you go to bed, you are going to eat half a cup of cottage cheese. This will protect your muscles all night long while you sleep. Step 3. Maintain and evaluate. Step 3 is to maintain and evaluate. I want you to make this simple commitment. Just change your breakfast and add the nighttime snack. Maintain that for the next 14 days. Don't worry about anything else yet. Just 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, honestly evaluate the results. These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Is my morning energy more stable? Do I feel fuller, longer after breakfast, instead of being hungry by 10 a.m.? Am I sleeping deeper? When I wake up in the morning, do I feel less sore or less stiff? The answers to these questions will be the motivation you need to continue and to start integrating the other wonderful foods, like sardines and lentils, into your lunches and dinners. It is really that simple. These small, consistent changes are how you build back sustainable strength. We've gone through the science, we've looked at the foods, and we have a safe plan. Now, let's bring this all home. We have traveled a long journey together in this video. We talked about Robert and his eggs. We learned about 7 incredible foods. We dove deep into the complex science of anabolic resistance. And we set up a critical safety net. But if you remember only one thing from all of this today, I want you to remember this. Muscle loss is not an inevitable life sentence of aging. It is a condition that is manageable and often reversible. My patient Robert thought he was destined to get weaker. He was wrong. He wasn't weak. He was just using the wrong fuel. He was using the wrong key for a rusty lock. Strength isn't just about lifting heavy weights in a gym. Strength is independence. Strength is the ability to confidently bend down and pick up your grandchild without fear of throwing out your back. Strength is the ability to get up out of your favorite armchair, all by yourself. Strength is living without the fear of slipping or falling. By making these smart, safe changes we discussed today, you aren't just feeding your muscles, you are investing in your own future. Your future self, the person who is able to travel, and garden and play independently at 85 or 90, will thank you for the decisions you make today. So I have a small challenge for you. Not just the 14-day plan. Try the 90-day challenge. Commit to that 14-day kickstart, and then slowly integrate all 7 of these foods into your rotating diet for the next 90 days. Commit to distributing your protein. Commit to eating smarter, not just eating more. If you found this information useful and you believe it can help someone else, please share this video with a friend or a family member you care about. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel Young at Heart for more practical, science-backed health advice to help you thrive in your golden years. Thank you so much for your time today. Take good care of yourselves. And now, go and enjoy some Greek yogurt.